Here is the cheddar chive biscuit with sauteed greens, including red cabbage, kale, with a little bit of nutmeg, and a tofu sausage white gravy. And by the way, this is vegan. The funniest thing about posting photos on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook is people write the comment, recipe, question mark, exclamation mark. Oftentimes there is no recipe. I make up recipes or I develop recipes, and sometimes it takes a long time. And then other times I just make stuff and I don't write anything down. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna start with nothing. I have no plan, and I'm gonna make something out of nothing. And then that's gonna be the no recipe. So I guess first you gotta see what you have. This would be leftover cheese sauce from making mac and cheese the other day. I have some sauteed kale and cabbage. I've got leftover cauliflower buffalo wing sauce. Let's start with this. The thing I know I have to use is this quarter block of medium tofu. The question is, do we blend or do we crumble the tofu? What do we do with the tofu? I'm gonna turn the oven on just in case. This is a bit elaborate, but I'm thinking like I could make like a cheese biscuit with this sauce. All right, I got flour. These are gonna be very unconventional because I'm not gonna make 12 biscuits. I'm gonna try and make like 1 or 2 biscuits. Just so you know, none of this is planned. I'm literally going raw here. And you know, I could end up screwing up and we'll just end up eating, you know, tofu scramble in the end. If you wanna learn how to cook, you just gotta do it. You can't really follow books and recipes because other people are doing exactly what I'm doing, so you gotta kind of do that yourself. So what is a biscuit? It's flour, baking soda, baking powder, butter, earth balance. I'm gonna do half a cup of flour, pinch of salt. Ooh, I got chives in the fridge. So like a cheesy chive biscuit. Baking powder, right? Not baking soda? Oh my god. Sometimes I don't know these things, guys. You develop a recipe by testing. I don't really know the difference between baking powder and baking soda, to be quite honest with you. I don't know, I have these like 2 cookie recipes that I base all my other baking on. And they only have baking soda, and so they don't rise, which leads me to believe that baking powder will allow my mixture to get fluffy like I want it for a biscuit. Now look, I don't know about measurements here, but I'm just gonna take some chunks of butter till I feel like I've got the consistency I want. You would go cold butter and you'd cut it in and crumble it. You're getting a crumbly mixture. Crumbs, crumbs, crumbs. I think we just add cheese sauce in here as the liquid, and then we're gonna put some chives in there. And away we go. Do I have all the right spices in this? Maybe I'm gonna add a little bit of paprika to get it a bit darker colored, more cheddar-like. I'm gonna add pepper, okay, and then we're gonna chop those chives and get them in there. So this is the consistency. It's like, it looks like a soft biscuit. It's not baked yet. Look, these chives aren't like awesome right now, but they're good enough. This is the most fun thing to me. That's why I get annoyed when people ask for recipes, because I go, I don't have a damn recipe. And that's obviously the hilarious thing about running a blog, is that I'm supposed to be providing recipes to you, but I think this is a fun thing to do that hopefully starts inspiring your creativity in the kitchen. I hate when people say they don't like cooking and they don't know how to cook. Yes, you do. Figure it out. It really pisses me off when I buy a cookbook and make something and it actually tastes bland and I had to add more stuff to it. Or it just doesn't turn out at all. The funny thing about this is I literally am like, is there something in here to bind this together? Like, what's gonna happen when it bakes? Grease the bottom. I grease the bottom with anything. I have to use up this oil. Lightly greased. Let's pause while we preheat the oven and I make some coffee. I realized we could do something maybe kind of epic. Biscuits go with what? Gravy. We could do like a tofu sausage that I turn into a gravy. I'll season it a lot and I'll fry it into like little crispy chunks. So hopefully it'll be like white sausage gravy that like Paula Deen makes, and it's fucking gross. But this will be pretty healthy. It'll just be tofu, almond milk, spices. All right, let's do it. I'm just gonna do it now. This thing's only at 350. I think I gotta get it actually to like 450. It's gotta be hot to cook our biscuits. I also have onion and garlic and shallots on hand. You guys know how to do this? You smash the garlic thing like this. inside and then all the outside comes off. I learned that when I was 6 years old watching The Urban Peasant on CBC. These are just gonna be roughly minced onions here. Mostly, pretty much only cook with coconut oil. And let's crumble this tofu in there. This is a medium tofu, so it's actually pretty soft. So I'm also gonna try and darken up the tofu here, like make it look like sausage by just adding these spices in there. In order for this to get crispy, it's really gotta sit in some oil. So as much as I don't like adding too much oil to things, you know what, it's coconut, who the hell cares? We're vegan. My oven's at 425, so I'm just gonna pop in these biscuits. Pick them up like this into a chunk and just drop them on the pan. Okay, these are going in. 10 minutes. Starting to brown up like sausage. I'm gonna add like the smallest drop of tumeric just to make it a bit darker so you can see it through the white gravy. Often I forget to taste what I'm making as I go along. And I honestly feel like when I'm cooking, it's like my intuition is telling me that this is right or wrong. And I feel like the biscuit was right even though I never tasted it. Yes, it's fine, it's good. Same with this sausage, haven't tasted it. But I like kind of intuitively know how much spices to throw in. So if you don't know what you're doing, everyone's always asking, well, how much of this and how, oh God, how much of this and how much of that? Whoops, good thing I'm only eating this. I mean, just put in a little bit, taste it. If you need more, add more. So the sausage with the onions and all the spices, I did cumin, chipotle chili, nutmeg, paprika, garam masala, salt and pepper. Yes, gonna add a little more tumeric. Now the thing about this white gravy is it's really just flour and some kind of dairy. I'm gonna use almond milk and I think I'm gonna use this leftover ranch dip that I made from a little bit of vegan mayo, spices, garlic, apple cider vinegar, but it's got this like, you know, like kind of eggy-ish, buttery like smell and taste, and it's got some herbs in it. So I think it'll make our white gravy a little more fancy than like southern white gravy. So let's add like a small spoonful of flour. Just kind of coat the sausage. Almond milk. And then you're gonna start stirring it in here. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of this dip. Sauce, white stuff. Holy shit, okay. Ooh, guys, that's friggin' white gravy. Holy fuck. Look at these. So they're done. I'm gonna let them sit on the pan. They can cook a little more, like they can stay hot on there. Okay, so I've got these leftover greens. It's just cabbage, celery, kale. I'm gonna reheat it. Maybe add a little more vinegar depending on what it tastes like. Nutmeg on sauteed greens is amazing. We don't wanna overcook these. I just wanted to heat them through, get them like, you know, soft. Choose your plate, as they say on the cooking shows. Look at the biscuit. So let's cut the biscuit very carefully. Greens. This gravy's fucked, by the way. Meaning it's so good. Let's put the top on. Oh, bam. This is like restaurant worthy. People, learn how to cook. You can be awesome at it. And don't you dare post in the comments, recipe